Welcome ladies and gentlemen, my name is Nasha and this is KSP 1.3. So today we're gonna build a satellite carrier that can carry 4 satellites. To be exact, it is actually the satellites we just built in the earlier episode. So let's begin here. I've begun with this Octo 2 probe because I like that one, because it has a lot of things that is useful. But we have one drawback with this probe. It doesn't contain a reaction wheel, so I'm getting out a really big reaction wheel here, so we can turn our big carrier here. It will be a huge launcher here. So there we have the reaction wheel there. So let's see. We want to let's get out the fuel tanks. Oh, I'm thinking too much now. Okay, let's not think so much. So there we go. I'm thinking how I want to make it. This will be on the top of our launcher, but I want to make it fit so it looks good. Let's see if we can do something with the structural things. We could actually go with this one. I think I will go with this one. So yeah, okay, let's just get another converter, this converter here. So we get an aerodynamic build. Yeah, that works. It's not the most pretty one, but it's pretty enough, for me at least. Cool, so let's get our reaction wheel here, our tanks here. And so yeah, it's very important that we get a good aerodynamic profile on this, because when we attach 4 big satellites around this vessel, it will actually be not very aerodynamic. So we will start doing this better here. So I'm thinking I'll put a Coin is something you buy stuff with, yes. Yes, and actually one thing is really interesting. I think I've been on YouTube for almost 3 years. There is a lot of people that can't stand other people speaking with an accent. I have got very nasty, actually, comments about people that get upset by because I don't speak perfectly English. Yeah, it's interesting that there we have the small one. It's interesting that it's something as small as my accent can set people off. So yeah, but I don't take it personally anyway. You should never take something personally on the internet. Okay, so that was a sidetrack there. That has nothing to do with KSP. So forgive me for indulging my thinking out loud here. So I'm looking for the engines. Yeah, sometimes when you talk and you looking for stuff at the same time, it gets very confusing. So we have created so far a very expensive orbit. This one will be able to orbit, but we need to carry a lot more than this. So yeah, let's start by we need to attach our satellites here. So we will go with 4 symmetry here, so because we will attach our satellites on this structure we're gonna build now. And we are gonna need a lot of struts to make this work good. Otherwise, if we will bend and flex, and it will be, when things are bending and flexing, it's really hard to fly your rocket while that is going on. Okay, let's change our snap to 45 degrees, so it fits better here. Oh man, sometimes it's so hard just to do the most simple things here, like, okay, there we go. I found the angle here. So cool. So there we have our structure here. As I said, it will be flex and bend if we don't use struts, but we are of course gonna use struts, so it will not be a problem later. Okay, is this the correct size? Yeah, this is where I want to attach my satellites. So yeah, so that will make it, so we don't have just a small, you understand flexibility here. It's better when we can spread out the weight a bit. I'm not sure how exact the game is with those kind of things, but it's quite good, I think. So let's get this one. The reason why we want a decoupler like this, because when we are orbiting around Kerbin with our satellite carrier, we really want to take our satellites one by one, so I can right click this and decouple it, and then it will shoot it away from the rest of them. So when I destroy the fairing we are gonna build here, it doesn't hit the other satellites. So that's why I go with the decouplers there. So let's see here. When I was talking about fairings, and we need a middle-sized one. So here we go. Let's just make a shape. So yeah, it looks like some kind of muffin. No, it's some kind of cake. I want cake. So yeah, so let's delete this fairing for now, so it doesn't mess up our build. So yeah, after we shoot away the satellites and things there, we want something so we can detach ourselves from the fairing bottom here. So another decoupler in this size here. Let's see. We can go with this one. So yeah, so then we can detach, so our satellite can go freely. So let's go to our sub-assembly where we have our beautiful satellites. So here we go. Yeah, the game has to think a bit when there is so many parts. So that was why I upgraded my vehicle assembly building in the last episode. So as you can see, now we have 4 satellites attached to 1 rocket. So we are good on the way. So you can see that's the huge rockets. It will be hard to fly, but it will work. So yeah, so let's build our fairing now. So we want it to be quite tight around here, but one thing you have to be careful with it. You don't clip inside the solar arrays, because otherwise when the fairing explodes, this whole structure will explode. It will destroy your fairings. We don't want that to happen. So let's see if we can get an angle where we see what we do. It's always hard with this game. So that looks fine. Oh, I thought I clicked it there. So there, and we don't. Oh man, angles. Let's zoom out. Hopefully, the important thing here is also that we don't clip the fairing doesn't clip inside each other here. But it looks very fine here, and there is enough space for it to shoot away. I will actually want to do it a little bit tighter, I believe, so I will do it over again. So I will speed this up. Okay, so that is a little bit tighter. I'm hoping it's not. Yeah, it's not clipping inside here. It can really be hard to see that, so yeah, that's just how it is. So now we get a better aerodynamic profile, but this is still a very bad profile here, so it will be very hard to fly anyway, but without a fairing it will be impossible. But it is hard now, not impossible. So what we want to do now is quite easy. We want to move our... Let's just move everything here. All the satellite stuff and the fairings and the decouplers, we want that at stage 0. So we can mess with that by clicking with our mouse. You can probably set up a satellite so you can manually stage it with your space key here, but I think that is not a very good idea. It's easier to just click here, decoupler here, destroy the fairing. That is a lot more easier. So with a non-optimal launch part like this, I usually will go around with 3600 delta V to be able to orbit and do our gravity turn. But with a this design, this very clumsy design and not very good aerodynamic one, we can't do a good gravity turn. So I want to be able to have around 4000 delta V instead, just to let's pick that up. So yeah, I want around 4000 delta V, so I have some spare delta V, because we will fly in a very non-optimal way. So we will need that extra delta V, so we have used enough to get to orbit, because the first 10,000 meters of the atmosphere is so fat, so it will make our lives impossible. Yes, I'm starting here just to build our peel-off rockets here, so we can get more delta V and strength too. So it is important that we can push on the whole rocket straight here, and we need very good fins here to make it go straight, because this one will want to flip over. So yeah, as I said, we can't do much before 10,000 meters because of this design. So I'm just building this here because it's easier to just build it. I think it's a lot easier to build one and then just multiply them. We can go with Papyrus staging here, because if we peel off one rocket here, the whole rocket will tip over, because it's not very stable up. It's a very top-heavy rocket. So okay, cool. So that's our good starts. As we are talking about. Wait, we don't want to use those. I think that's a little bit too much. I made a test build here, so I know what's gonna work already here. So I'm just building it for your, so you can see how I built everything here. So yeah. So let's go to aerodynamic stuff. Where are you? Let's see. I'm looking for the slanted nose cone. There we go. So yeah, if we can do this rocket a little bit aerodynamic, it will help a bit at least. So as I said before, we are having quite large forces here. I will offset it here. So let's... The reason why I started to build on that way and not offsetting it is because it's a lot easier to place those slanted ones. Otherwise you have to spin them and fine-tune them to get at that thing, and that makes things just more difficult. So let's start with the struts here, as this is a very heavy part and we need all stability we can get. So let's start by adding down here. And then we will press our U key. So let's put another one here. I really want this to be stable, so that's why I will go a bit overboard with the struts here. There we go. And let's attach one all the way up there. We want... the U key. Okay, that was not perfect, but this is not visible, so we don't have to care so much about it. Okay, cool. So let's create a new stage there where we want these to be here. Cool, so that looks nice. And then I will multiply this rocket with 4 as soon as I have built everything we need. So let's go find our fuel docks. Fuel docks, there we go. So let's put them there. So we will have 4 of these peel-off rockets. It will help us go straight, because if we can peel off all 4, we can still keep the balance of the rocket here. So that's why I'm going with that. Let's add an engine there. Cool. So we are getting there. So as you can see, our delta V is up to 2701. So yep, we are. So one thing that will help us we're gonna just use separate runs because, as you can see, this peel-off rocket is so huge, and it probably weighs so much. It weighs a lot. So yeah, so we need to have some extra help. So we can get rid of that. Okay, cool. So let's place it here. The black muzzle will facing the rocket, and it will work fine. And let's pick up another separate run. Oh no! So let's spin it. There we go. So now the rockets will peel off without hitting, and we don't want it to hit our other parts here because that will be a disaster. So let's see. Let's place our sepatrons here, and look at that. We have connected a fuel duct there, so it will drain the peel-off rockets first, and then we will. So this engine also is always working. So let's see. Let's see if we can pick this up. Can be so. Okay, cool. I almost screamed that. Why? Why did I scream? Okay, so let's put it on an offset here. Okay. So I can see what I'm doing so close. So let's see here. There we have it. Cool, so now everything is copied. I think we better check that. I'm just gonna adjust those. So as you can see here, it looks quite nice. It looks really weird. I don't think no one in real life has never built a stupid rocket like this. But so yeah, let's just check. I'm just checking here, so everything connected as I wanted to. Yes, we have our struts and fuel ducts. Cool, so... Oh, he's going under to inspect here, that little Kerbal here. Wonder if I can squash him with my rocket. Okay, so now we are gonna work with stabilizing this part here. One thing I want to show you guys, let's go to the launch pad. Okay, so here we are at the launch pad. So let me, as you can see, I want to demonstrate what happens if we don't use struts here. The whole thing here is bending back and forth, so yeah, it's a lot of force and weight on those small aluminium frames here. So one of the things I really wanted to show you guys, if I didn't have these two couplers that will shoot the rocket in that way, it will destroy itself. Yes, if I... Oh, that was not my intention. Okay, I wanted to blow up the fairing. Yes, let's blow this fairing up here. So can you see here? And you can see our solar array was just destroyed, and the same things will happen in space. So that's why we want the couplers here, so that it can separate from the rest of the craft, so the fairing doesn't bounce back on our solar array. So that's why I'm doing there. And you know, now you've seen also that we really need to stabilize this rocket. Well, so we are back here, so let's start strutting. It's not like strutting around and look cool. We're gonna strut a rocket today. Yes. Oh. Okay, so we will start by connecting them together, so they bounce around in a team. So that will make it a little bit more stable. But I forgot the 4 symmetry here. It's just 1 symmetry here. We want to go with 4, so let's connect these. So now they are bouncing around in a team at least, so back and forth. So that would stabilize it a bit. And then we have all the force and weight pressing down here. So let's fix that too by adding some struts here. Let's see. You have to have the struts kind of facing down, otherwise it will not connect very well. So let's see if I can make that happen. There we go, I think. Let's see. So let's go with 45 degrees. I think that is a good start. Okay, I didn't get the strat correctly. You have to kind of get it. You have to do it a couple of times. Okay, I will zoom in here so I can see how it spins. So, not there. Not there. I think that is correct. Yes. So yeah, there we go. So you kind of have to strat so it's facing right, otherwise it will not connect very well here. So let's continue here. I think I have it here. So let's go. Oh, okay, so now we have made that a bit more stable. So that's a good, that's a really good thing. So now I'm thinking how I can make it even more stable. We have to also remember that the rockets are peeling off in this direction, so we can't do struts like that because that will destroy our thing here. So we have this, we can put, I think I will put one here to stabilize this where we have all the weights. So let's put it like there. So that will make it a bit better. I'm thinking maybe we should do the same here. Okay, cool. So let's attach another one here. Now I'm thinking we should go inside the middle of the rocket here and attach another one from this adapter here. And to, let's see, oh man. Okay, so now, okay, I don't want it, I want to put it a bit more like this. Let's see if I can find the angle here. So there we go. So that is, it's looking good here. I think I want to put one strut for me here too. So let's put it like this. And we will put it okay, I have to do that over. It doesn't look. I don't care. It's not super important that you get everything straight, but I can't help myself. I have to have this straight. I'm a straight man. Okay, cool. So, what more places can we make this more stable? I think we are more or less getting there. Yeah, this part here is not that stable, so if I can make this a bit more stable, that will be a very good change here. Okay, that was a little bit crooked, so let's do that again. Okay, that's good enough for me. So yeah, let's not get too crazy here. But I'm thinking we are getting. Let's just check how everything is here. So let's go to the launch pad and see if it bounces around. Okay, let's see. I think it looks very stable there. It didn't make anything. Okay, so just. Or is it moving? Yeah, I think I'm only imagining that. Let's just go here. I'm just want to test the flexibility of this. I think it looks very stable. It's very stable. Yeah, I can really. I'm just trying to apply forces on our stuff here, so that's why I am doing this crazy flying here. And I think it looks very stable, but we are flipping now. So yeah. Okay, so that was a good test enough for me. We have managed to make this stable. That's awesome. Well, so now that we have a stable rocket, that is the first key to have it a nice flying experience. Otherwise, it doesn't go very well. So we will end. So our aerodynamic thing is probably totally crazy here. It puts the aerodynamic up there. I don't know why. There it is, but let's put it here. Well, that's just one of them, so let's go to force symmetry and attach. Why is it red? Okay, there we go. Because we want the rocket to go straight, so when the dragging here, we really want the drag to go in that direction. Otherwise, we will have a very bad time flying this rocket here. I think I need a special episode just to show you guys how to get this thing to orbit, because it's a it handles really weird. So let's go with some small fins here too. So we'll make it's easier to steer here. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is actually, we are done with our build here. One thing I just remember that I forgot, because we have all of these satellites in here with solar arrays and stuff, so we have 1,000 of electric charge. But the problem is that we can't recharge it, so it will go away. So if we fly some of the satellites a long way before we disconnect them from our satellite carrier here. So I'm just gonna satellite carrier. I'm just gonna save it here. So yeah, our delta V, I didn't even look, but we are at 4,000 delta V, so that's awesome. So what I was talking about, yeah, we will have a lot of electric charge because our satellite carrier can actually use the engine electric charge from our satellites. But but it could actually go be not bad that it will go away. I'm just checking here which one should I go with. Yeah, let's go with these ones. And we will go with 4 of these, and then I will just go with 4 small batteries. So yeah, so we don't lose control over, so we don't go out of electric charge. I don't think that will be a big problem because we have so much electric charge inside the satellite, so that the carrier can use. But it's good to think ahead, so you don't are stranded in space later. So that was everything, my dear friends, for this episode. In the next episode, yes, I've just decided that I will do a flying episode, so I'm just gonna show you guys how to slowly get this huge satellite carrier to orbit around Kerbin. So that was everything for reals this time, and as always, thank you for watching.